Hello, what's going on guys, this is Zombie here, and today I'm going to be starting off a new Minecraft Redstone series, where you will go from a Redstone noob to a Redstone master. Now, I'm going to start from the very beginning with the very basic Redstone elements to this game, but the more you understand Redstone, the more you can do in Minecraft, so it is pretty important. But this video is going over the first stage of how redstone works, and I can't wait to get into it. First of all guys, I'm going to be talking about the redstone signal. Now, if you flick this lever, it will fully turn on redstone and it will stay on until you flick again when it turns off. Now, when you turn redstone on, it travels for a maximum of 15 blocks before it runs out of power. Now, on the 16th block, when it runs out of power, what you need to do is place a repeater, and then this redstone strength, or the redstone signal, will continue for another 15 blocks until it runs out, and that's how you extend the signal. Now, moving on to the basics of what turns redstone on is a lever, which gives a constant output until you turn it off again. A button turns on the redstone signal for exactly 1 second. The button does sort of the same thing, except it turns on the redstone for 1.5 seconds instead. Now, pressure plates are activated when a player or mob walks on them, and when that happens the redstone turns on, as you can see. Now the difference between the two is that a stone pressure plate can only be activated by a mob or a player. However, a wooden pressure plate can be acted by an item, and will stay on until the item despawns or you take it away. Another cool thing is when you open a trap chest, it gives off 1 signal strength, as you can see here. Another cool thing is that this is a daylight sensor, and depending on where the sun is in the sky, affects the signal strength. So if the sun is at noon, then the signal strength goes at its furthest point. However, it's nighttime, it will not give off this signal. Now, pistons in Minecraft work in funny ways. Now, there's 2 different types of pistons. There's a normal piston and a sticky piston. If you extend the first piston and then bring it back, it will not bring back the block or retract it. Now, if you get a sticky piston, you turn it on and then flick the lever off, it will bring the block back. So it's very useful for redstone circuits. Now, redstone repeater, I briefly went over at the start of the video, was basically talking about how as soon as you put a redstone repeater after some redstone, it will bring out a signal strength of 15 for the redstone, and therefore you could carry on 15 more pieces of redstone for 15 blocks until the signal runs out again. And it's very important for circuits. Now, a redstone repeater has a delay on it, so when you place it down normally, there's a 0.1 second delay. You can change it so there's a 0.2 second delay, 0.3 second delay, and 0.4 second delay. And you could toggle it just by clicking on it with the L2 button on the PS4 or on your other consoles, whatever that button is. Now, for the redstone comparator, this is quite confusing, and I'll go into detail about it later, but all you need to know at the moment is that it creates a circuit where the redstone toggles on and off really quickly. So if I press this lever and I turn it on, it gives a constant output. However, if I press this thing in the middle here, this torch, it activates the circuit, which means it toggles the redstone on and off, which means you get a really fast signal strength. And that is it you need to know for now. Now, redstone torch is quite useful. It naturally is turned on when you place it on a block, and activates the redstone in front of it, behind it, to the right of it, and to the left of it. As well as if you place a block, it activates the redstone above it, and also if you place a torch, it inverts the signal. Now, naturally, when you place a torch down it turns on like this one, but if there's redstone power going into the torch, it will be turned off, which explains why this torch is off. Now, comparators, going back to here, will give off a redstone signal if you place some items in a hopper. So if I just turn these buttons in, you can see some signal comes off it. Now, the more items you put in, the better the signal strength and the further the redstone signal will travel. And I'll go into detail about that in the later stages. Now, to finish off the first part of this video, I like to talk about slime blocks, as I feel like a lot of people don't mention slime blocks, but to be fair, they have a big role in redstone now in Minecraft. And one fun fact about them is that a sticky piston, or any piston, can lift 12 slime blocks in one go. So you turn it on, it lifts them all, switch it off, it brings them all back down. Or if you've placed 13, it will not work, as you can see. I take it off, and it works just fine. In this segment of the video, I'm going to be talking about soft powering and hard powering blocks. Now, the lever turns on this redstone here, but if you want a signal to carry through a block, just having redstone after it doesn't work, as this redstone is what's called soft powering this block, which means it will not send a signal through it. However, if you use a repeater, it hard powers the block, which means the signal can carry out past it, as you can see here. The repeater hard powers the block and sends a signal through. Another cool thing the repeater does is it detects soft powering of blocks that are powered, which means the redstone signal will also travel. So if I turn this lever on, a redstone signal will come out. The same as if you put a repeater before and after it, the redstone signal will definitely travel through. Now, when you power a block, the redstone can be turned on in many different ways, and it can be turned on all around the block. So if I flick this on, the redstone from the repeater will hard power this block, which means all these places will be activated. As well as if I get rid of these, it will also power this too, as well as I believe underneath, which is quite cool actually. Now, when you turn on redstone and hard power a block, as I just shown you, it will power above and below the block. Now if I turn this lever on, this block gets soft powered, which means this repeater detects the soft powering off the block, which means this redstone can turn on. However, like in the other demonstration over there, because this block is not being hard powered and doesn't have a repeater to detect it, then this redstone does not turn on. Now if I move this lever that is turned on, if I turn it on now, the redstone lamp will come on as it turns on off soft power into a block. Same as a torch, it will have an inverted signal where it will turn off because the block is being soft powered and doesn't need to be hard powered to turn off. As well as a piston, which when a block is soft powered, turns on. So this is a good thing to know for your circuits, as these things do not need to be hard powered off blocks to be activated. Now over here, this is just a demonstration of me showing again that if you hard power a block, you can get redstone out of it. And also, each of these items hard power blocks. So if you use a comparator, you'll get a redstone signal out on the other side. The same as if you turn on this lever here, because the torch is turned off by the soft powering of the block, this redstone's turned off. However, if I turn it off, then this torch comes on, which powers this block here, which turns on the redstone here. Now for my final point on this section, if you flick a lever on here, none of these redstone lamps are activated and light up. Now this is because the redstone isn't directly going into these blocks. However, the way to sort this is if you get rid of these two bits of redstone and you place any block, I'm just going to use the sandstone for example. If you place them down, the redstone is soft power in this block, which turns on this redstone lamp. And if I put the redstone here and here, the redstone is soft power in both blocks, which means these redstone lamps are turned on. So as long as you activate the blocks by the redstone, then stuff next to it, such as redstone lamps, will automatically turn on. Now, this is it for stage 1 of my Minecraft redstone tutorial, and some of it might have been a bit confusing, so feel free to scroll back through the video, but I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, then please leave a like, and if you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you really did, then hit that subscribe button. But that's all I got time for now, and I'll see you guys very soon.